Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the new Strike Force box for Task Force Boone. People have been asking for this ever since Task Force Boone dropped, and so I'm excited to get into it. So let's go ahead and we'll jump right into looking at what is in this box and how you can use it to make your games of Blackout, especially your games using Task Force Boone, even more fun and competitive. Now, if you remember the lore to Task Force Boone, one of the big things with it was due to the long travel time from Mars to Able. The force that they send had to be versatile. They didn't know exactly what they were going up against. Their intel was highly outdated due to decades and decades and decades of time passing. They had no clue what was waiting for them. So they needed to make sure that they were sending a force that was going to be able to meet any challenge that could possibly be waiting for them. This required a lot of different strategic assets being made available and forced Task Force Boone into becoming a very jack of all trades type of force. Rather than just sending in a hammer looking to crush everything, the UMP decided it was going to send a jackknife and make sure that it could be prepared for every eventuality. We see that really come to life in this new Strike Force box. The original Task Force Boone box set, you had a very jack of all trades. The developers absolutely nailed the theme within the lore of Task Force Boone, and this box only continues to expand on that in what I think is a rather fun and engaging way. I think all three of these units are ones they've knocked out of the park. They're a lot of fun to run with. They're a lot of fun to use. They add the flavor of Boone, and they help Boone players in general kind of fill out their forces and shore up maybe some weaknesses that are there, give them a little bit of punch in some areas, and help them really decide where they want to be most versatile at. So let's go ahead and jump into these units and look at what we're getting within this box. First one up, we have the Boone Marksman team. Now, this is a two-man team. They don't have any combat loads, but they come with a pretty sweet stat line. They've got skill 5, movement 4, throwing 1 armor dice, needing 5s. Obviously, nothing special there with the speed, but the skill is excellent and the armor is above average, which is nice to have. They come with the stock carbine, which is 18 inches, damage 1, CQB, meaning they kind of want to get into that shorter range to take advantage of those re-rolls due to CQB. Now, they have the special rule Spotter, and here's what Spotter is. The Seeker DMR gains the medium special rule when both models in this unit can draw a line of sight to the same enemy model. Really, this is an awesome rule because it allows your specialist, which we're going to look at here in a moment, to get medium, which is actually one of my favorite rules. I think it's one of the most impactful rules, getting some re-rolls to hit some things in a game that is so lethal. Those re-rolls become massive in changing the way the game plays. And all you have to do is make sure that both of the models within this unit can draw line of sight to the same enemy model. Now, one thing that needs to be made clear, they don't both need to be shooting the same enemy model. They simply need to both be drawing line of sight. The idea here is that the non-specialist, the grunt in the unit, is spotting the marksman in the unit. So let's go ahead and let's look at the specialist and what they come with. The specialist is a Seeker, and they have the Seeker DMR, 32 inches, damage 1, armor piercing 1, seeking. Once you add on the medium keyword, this guy is brutal because you have to remember he's also coming with a skill of 5. That's a massive range of 32 inches. It may only be damage 1, but they get AP 1. So if it's a truly squishy, a Harlow or something like that, completely blowing it up. But even if it's, say, a veteran that maybe has a little bit better armor, maybe it's Manticore, they have a little bit more armor, you're still getting a little bit of extra punch. Seeking means they don't gain the advantage of cover. And then with medium, they don't get cover, so you're rolling the extra dice and you get to re-roll a miss with medium. This guy goes crazy. I absolutely love it. And I love the strategy that goes into this unit. because it's not just like the specialist for the UN Alpha Raid team, where this has to require coordination. You got to make sure that you are pairing up the Seeker and the Grunt within this unit so that they work well to get maximum efficiency out of this unit, which I think is a really cool mechanic that rewards better players, rewards experienced players, rewards more thoughtful players, but at the same time, the Seeker's still a really good unit without medium. And so you're not punishing people and making them useless without that coordination. It's just providing some extra firepower with it. Unit number 2 for this box set is the Control Team. This is a 2-man team, 1 Grunt, 1 Specialist, and they have 1 access to the Armory. They come stock and loaded with a skill of 6, a move of 4, throwing 1 armor dice, needing 6s, as average as you get. They come with the rifle, which is a 24-inch range medium weapon. Honestly, a really good, handy primary weapon there for a unit that's not super powerful because they're average skill and everything, but good to have that extra range with the medium keyword on there. And they also have micro grenades, 6-inch range, damage 1, blast 1. Always nice to have a second weapon. Even better when that second weapon has blast to it. Basically, they've got a long range primary weapon and then a short range option should infantry close with them. Feels really good on this unit, and I really like that. They have the unit special rule, and it's important. This is not the specialist special rule. This is for the entire unit, where 1 unit can activate after this unit without spending a control point. We see that out of all these different control teams, but you do have to make sure you understand it's not the model that has the rule, it's the unit, and that's critical. This is an awesome special rule. This is one that is my favorite. I think the most impactful special rule in the game. That's just my personal opinion, and maybe I'm biased because I play Harlow and have since the start of the game, and I just really enjoy that control team and being able to do that. I enjoy the strategy behind it. I enjoy watching people abuse it and misuse it and actually put themselves in bad positions. So I just all around, I think it's a great blackout rule. The specialist one is a data spike. It's that simple. They're a data spike, very useful. Obviously, E-War is massive within this game, and we have to make sure that we take that into account. So all around, fits into Boone really well. This is a well-rounded unit. It does a lot of little things because it has the long range, but it has the grenades to keep it safe up close against enemy infantry. The control special rule is nice, and then having the access to that data spike is also really nice. Doesn't jump off the page, isn't like this, oh, I have to take this every single time, but again, adds to the versatility that is Boone. This unit does a lot of different things well. Not a whole lot of super big weaknesses, not anything that's OP and you're just must include, have to run it. Just a really solid, versatile unit. Our final unit is the Boone SPT. This is a 3 model unit, 1 Grunt, 2 Specialists. It has 1 access to the Armory, which is useful. And it has the same average stat line of skill of 6, movement 4, but it throws 1 armor dice, needing 4s. That is actually really good. And so the skill's not impressive, the movement's not impressive, but that armor makes them able to take some punishment and keep on moving. The fact that it's a 3-man unit is really nice. And we're gonna look at some of the aspects of it being a 3-man unit is different than a lot of other 3-man units we've seen so far. The basic weapon they come with is the Carbine, 18 inches, damage 1, CQB. Again, wants to play in that medium but more shorter range in order to take advantage of CQB. Probably a little bit more feasible with these guys because of their armor of 4. They can shrug off some hits, they can take a little bit more damage and keep going. Now, the downside to this is that they have the keyword powered, which means they are susceptible to some things like EMPs and stuff like that that goes after the powered keyword. That's a downside, but they make up for it, I think, in their 2 specialists. Specialist number 1 is the integrated saw. Has an MMG with a 24-inch range, damage 1, cyclic, medium. Basically, that's a good range. You may go, oh, it's only damage 1, but between cyclic and medium, it can punch out a lot of shots. It's putting down a lot of dice, which means its chances of taking down what it's firing at is really pretty good. And I really like it. Again, not overpowered, not incredible by any stretch, but it puts out a lot of shots, really good at anti-infantry, taking out things that maybe don't have a bunch of armor. Cyclic, it's nice to get those extra shots. Medium, of course, is phenomenal. Specialist 2 is your AT specialist. They have the AT launcher, which is an 8 to 32 inch, damage 3, armor piercing 1, blast 1 weapon. This is kind of the counter to our integrated saw gunner, and the fact that this is made to take out armor. This is made to hit things like dusters because it's got that damage 3. It's basically going to take down more high-powered things. It's really cool because this unit does a little bit of everything. You've got the grunt, who feels like kind of a protector for the other two because it wants to get out in front of them. It wants to fight at a shorter range. It's got the armor where it can take some damage, where it's not really squishy. And then the saw gunner can kind of sit down, open up fire lanes, take out infantry. And the AT launcher is there to really deal with dusters, things like that. That damage 3 is really going to come in useful. Again, it fits perfectly with the theme of Boone. Versatility. We want to do a lot of different things. It's not going to be, hey, we're going to hit fast like Harlow. Hey, we have a lot of armor like Manticore. Hey, we've got high-powered weapons with high skill like RFA. We're doing a lot of different things. We're doing a lot of things and we can do them all. And the coolest thing about these 3 units together is when you add them to the basic force, all 6 units within Boone do different things, have a lot of versatility, and it adds to the utility of how you want to make your Boone faction play. So let's look at gameplay really quick and how might you play these? How might you incorporate them into your Boone army? The biggest thing is this, is pick your poison and go with it. Decide how you want to play. And on top of that, I would say the cool thing is with Boone and all the versatility it offers is you can mix and match anybody and it doesn't feel like you're really giving up something and you're missing something and you've got to make these hard choices. I think with Manticore, you're making hard choices because their Strike Force box operates very different than their base box. And you're deciding, do I want more speed and some short range to run up on objectives, or do I want high-powered armor, plotting, and you're making some concessions there. With Boone, you're not really making concessions. You can take out that element and add in the SPT group, and they maybe do different things, but again, the versatility is still there. They're still able to do a lot of different things, and there's overlap naturally in that. So play around with it, try different things, see what you like, see what works best with your play style. I think that's the fun thing to Boone, is you can have a bunch of different play styles and still do well with Boone. Whereas for a lot of people, they go and if you're good at Manticore and you go and play in PC, you're probably going to struggle because their play styles are so different. Same with Harlow to RFA. And honestly, RFA to 3rd Battalion, they play so different that you've got to change your play style. Well, with Boone, you really don't. You just add in new units that are maybe more fun, that maybe you're better with. I think the other thing that we see from these additional units is that your higher skill is going to really be able to take advantage of these units, but your lower skill or newer players, less experienced players, are still going to be able to use them and not really be punished for it. Things like the Seeker. Yes, the higher skill players that can think ahead, that are used to playing it, that know the mechanics, that can get the sight lines lined up, they're going to have a lot of fun with that. But less experienced players, that Seeker is still powerful without it. Things like the AT launcher and the integrated saw gunner for the SPT, they're good on their own. And maybe not if you don't understand exactly, hey, what are they supposed to be used for? Maybe you don't understand, how do I use this grunt to kind of protect them, to use it as a third man, as a bodyguard? You're still going to be able to be good at it, but being able to have that extra layer of understanding just makes you that much better at it. Playstyle wise, there really isn't a playstyle in my opinion when it comes to these. You do a lot of different things, and each of these units do a lot of different things. Have fun with them, play around, but the biggest thing is remember, when you are playing Boone, the trick is to be versatile. I know I keep saying that, but what I mean is be flexible. The plus is you can come in with a game plan, you can come in with a strategy and quickly realize this is not going to work. My opponent is outplaying me, my opponent has shut this down, and that's totally fine. You can pivot and do other things. Keep your options open. Remember that you've got a lot of different tools and you can pivot from one to the next seamlessly, unlike a lot of forces that if you shut down Harlow's movement, they're really going to struggle being able to play another way. If you successfully run away from Manticore and keep yourself out of reach, they're going to struggle a little bit because they can't catch up. Things like that. Boone is able to do all those different things. These units are awesome additions to the Boone force. I hope you've picked them up. If you haven't, go out and pick them up. If you're a Boone player, there's no excuse. They're so much fun. I would love to hear how you've played them, your success, your failures, what you've learned. Maybe there's some things in here where you're going, I may not agree with you on that, Matt. Please let me know in the comments. I love to hear the feedback. We want to get better. We want to make this channel have a lot of information that can help Blackout players as they enjoy the game more and more. Thank you guys so much for the watch, and until next time, I will catch you guys later.